Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back. It's your boy Cool Rob, cool than cool, cool than the most, cool than the other side of the pillow. Welcome back to another episode of Cool Rob TV. Thank you so much for all the love and support out there. It's touching the soul when the soul is touching beautiful things, so keep it coming. Don't forget to subscribe to Cool Rob TV. All caps, leave comments, like, dislike, engage with me and engage with us. Because we always looking for the people to come on the show. Don't forget to hit that bell so you can be notified every time I drop something. Wanted to hurry up and get all that out. Tonight is a special night, y'all. Selection night. It's going down all over the world. The race is 270. It's real, y'all. It's a lot of people out here that's for voting, but it's a lot of people that's against voting. And as you can see, I got this beautiful lady right here I'm about to bring on so we can talk about it. So let me introduce her, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Ms. Morgan Houston. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Thank you so much for taking time out your schedule to come on. I really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I really appreciate you. So before we get started, like I said, I just literally just met Morgan hours ago. You tell people three things about Morgan.
Morgan is a poet, author, entrepreneur, and I'm definitely a spokesperson for the people.
I love it. I love it. Poet, entrepreneur, spokesperson. Love it. Thank you so much. Starting us off and letting us know that good info. All right, Morgan. So like I say, man, we here. Let me just let the people know so much. Shout out to my boy Greedy Vegan. Go to this channel, subscribe to him, y'all. Good stuff over there. Greedy Vegan posted something on Facebook. I just happened to get on. I'm chiming in, I'm looking and at some answers and stuff like that. So I saw Morgan. She kind of stuck out to me with her reply, what she said. And instantly I went to Morgan. I said, look, I would love to have you on to talk to you more about this. And that's how we got here, y'all. So once again, thank you so much to Morgan for being
Anytime.
All right, so Morgan, you ready? Let's get started.
Do it.
Names out there, right? Throw some names out there. A former president, former presidents, and one current president.
Okay.
I want to know what's on your mind when you hear these names. Here we go. George Bush. I'm going to call him Junior, the second, George Bush.
He has an agenda, had an agenda.
George Bush Sr.
Agenda.
John F. Kennedy.
He had an agenda.
Ronald Reagan.
Agenda.
Donald Trump.
Agenda. Businessman, but definitely an agenda.
Bill Clinton.
My favorite. No, I'm just kidding. Agenda, of course. Definitely.
Last but not least, Barack Obama.
Sad to say, but he had an agenda too. The same agenda.
So it's a couple things that stuck out, right? Let's dive in. Can you tell us what you mean when you say Donald Trump, businessman?
Donald Trump is a businessman. Everybody knows Donald Trump as being a businessman. I mean, who actually takes him seriously as a president? I haven't a clue, but that's all it is to him, is a business. That's all it is. Running the country is the business.
Okay, and me and Morgan had a conversation offline. I'm gonna bring it back online. Something about Bill Clinton, and Morgan, can you tell the people what you said about Bill offline?
Bill Clinton put more Black people in jail than any other president.
And this is exactly what I said to Morgan. I said I never would have known that because coming up, Bill was that popular guy. It was almost like a Black president, you know what I mean? And so
he was the favorite false hope. Like, he was always, I remember it even as a kid, hearing people say that Bill Clinton was a Black man in a white man's body. But this that false hope that people, they get a smile, or they feel they did something for them, then it's just like, oh yeah, we're definitely voting for that dude. That's the man for us. And that's how it's always been. That's how it always will be.
And also, we talked about offline. You said that you feel like people react off emotion. Can you explain when you say that?
Yeah, definitely. Everything that generates from this election or presidency is based off emotion. People are going to the polls voting for Biden. Why? Because they don't like Trump. That's the only reason why they're voting for Biden. I have not seen one person say that, oh, it's because Biden is for the people. Not for the people. You heard what this man said when they were going back and forth. That man, neither one of them is for us. It's their job. That's their job. That's it. Nothing more.
I did not look at none of those debates.
I watched them because, of course, when you scroll on Facebook, that's all you really see. So it's like, yeah, you know what? Let me listen to this. And I'm like, Trump sounds like a ass, excuse me, but he just sounds so ignorant when he talks. So it's just like you can't really take him serious. And then you have Biden that's getting to jump into a defense, and people are like, yeah, you forget Trump and let's go for Biden because nobody likes Trump. Mm. That's emotion. That's nothing but emotion. It's false hope. They just want someone to help. They just have this hope that Biden is going to be better than Trump and Biden is going to be for us. But this is the same hope we've been holding on to every election year. Mm. Nothing has changed.
And last but not least, I said a lot of names. I heard agenda, has an agenda, has an agenda, has an agenda. Can you explain what you mean when you say that?
Has an agenda. The presidents all have the same agenda. They take the same oath. I don't know why people don't understand that. During their inauguration, they take the same oath. They use the same Bible. They use the same book. They use the same everything. Every president is nothing different. So why would it be different with Biden? Why would it be different with Obama? Obama didn't change anything for Black people, just like Biden's not going to do anything. Has nothing to do with the color. Everybody was so hyped up with when Obama got into office. Like, yeah, we finally got a Black president. Tupac told us already that we weren't even ready for a Black president. Tupac knew what it was. Why can't nobody else see it? That's what I don't understand. Why can't nobody else? If you think logic, if you take emotion out of everything and think logical, we would have more Black people in communities trying to uplift the communities and do right by within the communities instead of waiting for this false hope to come save us from the things that are going on in our own community. They have no idea. If I went and voted today, Biden doesn't know Morgan Houston. How does he know that Morgan Houston and I live in this hood and the slums are so bad and the brutal police killings and all this stuff, I need your help. This is why I'm voting for him. Does he know that? No, of course not. That's what I mean about emotion and logic. Black people they're voting, they're demanding people to vote, the people that don't vote, like myself. I don't believe in it. But they're shunning the ones that don't, but they're ignorant to the fact of what they're even voting for.
Good stuff right there to start us on, Morgan. You know what? It's a good way to lead us into our next question. All right,
absolutely.
So, the words of Morgan Houston. Here we go. Voting has never mattered, never will. It's a part of brainwashing all victims of false hope. Once again, the words of Morgan Houston. Can you explain?
Doesn't matter. False hope is what, like I said before, false hope is what these people why they're voting, because they don't want to do the work. So they're hoping that someone else is going to do the work that they're hoping to uplift in their communities. They're hoping that by Biden, okay, maybe the police brutality, killings, and all this police, this Black on Black crime, as people like to say, or whatever the case may be, it'll come to an end if we vote for Biden. How? Does he know what the problem is in your neighborhood? I don't think he does. I think until Black people understand you have to work within the community to spread that outside of the community, they don't understand how that works. They just think, oh, we vote for this president and this president's gonna fix everything. We're good. But then when after this election and they see that it ain't what it was, it ain't what they promised, then they're like, we gotta stand for we gotta find somebody else that we need to impeach them. That's just like they did Donald Trump. They were so ready to impeach Donald Trump, but Mike Pence was 10 times worse than Donald Trump, and they don't even realize that. They're just they have this so much hate. Let's get him out. The next one's better. None of them are better. None of them are better. None of them are going to save you. None of them are going to help you. Donald Trump, threw out a stimulus check? Oh, gosh. that gained so many people's votes. And that's the funny part about it. A lot of the people that were so against Trump, they probably secretly voted for him in this election because of the stimulus check that they're hoping to get. Mm-hmm. That's what it boils down to. A lot of people can be bought with money. A lot of people can be bought with lies. And a lot of, like I said, that false hope is what is the biggest problem. You got to find somebody that's for you. For me to vote, and this is, I can guarantee I speak for any non-voter. To get me to vote, let me pick him. Let me have an actual say-so. Let me walk up to this man face to face, shake his hand, and sit down at the table and talk with this man. And I ain't talking about Biden or Trump. Somebody that's actually for us and actually cares for us. Somebody that's of our complexion. Someone that knows what's going on in the street. Someone that understands that there's really police out here killing innocent Black people. Mm. Someone that understands that ain't nobody trying to be on food stamps and government assistance forever. Can we create some more jobs? Can we create some more trades? Can we get people in trade, more people in trade schools? Why does the felonies have to count against somebody who's trying to make a change in their community? Oh, because he's a felon, he can't go vote, he can't do this, he can't do that. That's where we start. We can't just jump to a presidency and we can't even take care of our own people. That's crazy. That's madness. That is madness to me.
Okay, 2 things that stuck out. Here we go.
Let's go.
I think I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask. Do you believe that Barack Obama fixed the communities, the Black community, when he was
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What did he do different? What did Barack Obama do differently? That's a question for you. That's a question for you. What did he do differently than what Trump's doing, what George Washington did, what George Bush did, what Andrew Jackson did, John F. Kennedy? What did he do different?
Well, if I had to throw an answer out there, like a right now answer, what if I say to you, you asked me that question, what if I say to you, well, when he was president, it seemed like the people were united, so to speak.
People were united? How so?
If you look at it now, it's a divided country, you know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
It's all over the place. So if you look at now versus back then, it looked like we were more united then versus I'm just looking at the evidence from then and now.
I wouldn't call it united. I would call it tolerating. We were content. Black people were content because we saw a person of color. So therefore, we still had that false hope. We keep this false hope. Now that a Black person, Jeezy came out with a song, My President, everybody was proud. That was a proud moment for Black people when Obama got elected. But being as proud and that's a Black man in office, but what did he do for us? Because, I mean, from what I see, we still going through the same stuff. We still have the same problems. Police still killing us. Right. Still can't get a job unless we have college credentials. Trades don't count. We have to have that degree. We have to have that. Even we might have this trade. We might grew up, learn how to work on cars. We can't be a mechanic because we have to have certain credentials, paper credentials. So what's changed? Jobs still the same. A lot of stuff during the Barack Obama being in office, to be honest, and a lot of people ain't gonna like you saying this, but if I would have to say anything was done for Black people, and I can't even say Black people, just for the minority in general, when you say Trump had a little bit more hand in it than Barack Obama did for the people?
And if you just base it off a stimulus check.
But that's what people are basing it off of. When people are actually voting for Trump because of that, in hope of another stimulus check. So what? I mean, so logic, I take the emotion out of it. You don't like Trump, we don't like Trump, but take the emotion out of it. When the pandemics hit, when Ebola hit, I don't remember no stimulus checks.
Good stuff right there. Good stuff right there.
I don't remember no stimulus checks. So I'm just, and let me just make it clear, I'm not for anybody, but that's the problem. People are emotional thinkers. They're not logical. They don't think about that makes sense. It's real. It's just not, oh, Obama was black, we for the black man. It can't be like that. That's how they sucker you every time. They threw somebody in office that can can stick with that false hope, and people are just like, yep, we got a black man in office. We good. We straight. We ain't got to worry about nothing. When in reality, we did. We were just soothed to see another one of us. That's all it was. We saw a black man, and we were just like, we could. We did. Black men couldn't do no wrong. That's horrible. That's a horrible way of thinking. That's a horrible way of thinking.
Okay, something else before I move on to the next question.
Absolutely.
In Houston was in charge of fixing communities. Where would Morgan start?
I would start, of course, with the youth, but the troubled youth, because there's so much misunderstandings. I know, because I was one of those. I was one. I can relate so well. So I would definitely start there, because that's where a lot of the confusion comes from. In society, it's the hoods, all this crime, black on black. They quick to say black on black crime and all this, but a lot of this stuff comes from being misguided, lack of resources, and so much more. Like there's a lot of communities that don't have, back in the day, like we had Boys and Girls Club. They didn't have mentors. They didn't have tutors. They didn't have nothing. So now kids are just out there just on the windwheel, like, shit, I'm just going to do whatever I can. And you can't expect someone like Biden or Trump to understand somebody like that. They've never been in that position. They can talk a good game, like, yeah, we're going to get you. We're going to build this community center, and we're going to do. They can talk a good game, but until I see them going through what the people in these communities go through, then they have nothing for me. They don't have no respect for me. They don't have nothing for me, because that's not. You can't look for help when people don't even understand that you're hurting. They look over the pain. They look over the fact. So, I mean, I would definitely start with the youth, because that's the future for us. A lot of people don't understand. The youth are the future.
One of my favorite lines I like to end some of my shows is, let's save our children, because the children are our future.
Definitely.
Morgan, here we go. I know you're against voting, but there's a for voting. People that look like me and you. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Emotion and logic. Emotionally, it makes me angry. But logical, I mean, I understand, because we so far beyond brainwashed. So, I mean, I can't just get mad, because it comes from a lack of knowledge, a lot of it too. And a lot of lack of wanting to understand and listen to people who can actually think logical. A lot of us have to think logical for people that are unable to think logical, which is what is a lot going on now. Like I said, people are voting out of emotion and everything else. So, I mean, to each his own, but it has to start. I want everybody to know it has to start with us. It has to start within the community. You can't just jump to voting for a president and expect someone to be able to answer your problems within your community. They don't even know who you are.
All right, so Morgan, here we go. At what point in your life did you decide that voting is not for me?
I was a kid. I'm gonna be honest. I was a kid. My mom wasn't really a voter. My father wasn't. I grew up like in a house divide. My mom was like Christian, like my father was spiritual. So I used to be up under my father's wing, and he would just give me the rundown. My father would tell me what was with situations. He would always tell me that, if you want change, you have to change it. You have to work at it yourself. You can't expect someone else to change it for you. And that's how I look at voting. People, it's too easy to go elect someone else to do all the work, or expect someone to do the work. You mean to tell me all you can do is go vote? You can't go into your community and go sit in these town hall meetings and go to and raise awareness of the issues in your community, but you can tell a person to go vote for somebody they never met a day in their life? That's crazy. That's madness. Especially how hard people are fighting for these candidates. There are people really fighting each other because you have a Trump supporter and a Biden supporter. And these people are fighting on who's the best and the reason why they're the best. It's crazy. It's madness to me. It makes no sense. And like I said, to each his own. I'm not one of there just to slander people for their decision and their choices. But when you come at me and you tell me like, oh, you're crazy because you don't vote, then I'm going to have to give you some facts. You're thinking emotionally right now. You don't even know what you're voting for. You just want a safe haven. You just want this false hope that every president dishes out. That's all it's ever we gonna get is this false hope that we got you. All right. Why would not? Last time I went to Atlanta, there were so many homeless people downtown. It was crazy. That's why I really don't respect the city of Atlanta. And that's another story. I just don't respect the city of Atlanta because for so many people of monetary value and so many celebrities to be there, that's crazy. It's mad that there's so many people that downtown Atlanta just sitting under the freeways and the interstates. It's crazy. That's another issue. Biden gonna fix that? I don't think so. Trump gonna fix that? I don't think so.
It's funny you mentioned Atlanta because I just came from Atlanta, but we definitely can talk offline about that because it's also a thing.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Morgan, why do you feel like our voices won't be heard if we vote?
When have our voices ever mattered? In anything we done, when have our voices ever mattered? We begged for them to start shooting our kids. Yeah, stop. Nah. We begged for this Blue Lives Matter team to understand that not every black man or black woman is a suspect, or not every black woman or black man is committing a crime. Does that matter? Nah. You're still getting killed left and right. So why does me writing a name on a piece of paper and sending it in with how many other ballots matter? How could that one piece of paper matter? Logically, not emotionally, because people will get on it and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. No, logically, how does that? Tell me how that matters. How would that change anything? They don't look at that. They don't look at the ballot and say, oh, this is Morgan's ballot. Okay, yeah, she was in, okay. Yeah, she having trouble down in her community. You know, there's meth heads on the corners and there's kids overdosing on opioids and stuff. Like, okay, we're going to go down there and check on Morgan. We're going to talk to her. Is that how that works? It doesn't work that way. Now, maybe I would feel a little bit differently if it did work that way. If we placed our votes and we get a phone call like, yeah, you know, why did you vote for me? I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to come see you. I'm going to fly out in 3 days and come sit and talk to you. And we're going to see what we can do about this. Maybe I'll be a little, okay, let's see. That's not how that works. That's not how that works, sadly.
Good stuff, Morgan. We're down our last 2 questions. Here we go. Morgan, you hear it, because I hear this a lot. Stay woke. Y'all better be woke. Y'all not woke. You hear this a lot from my people. I definitely hear this a lot from my people.
Definitely.
In Morgan Houston's word, what does it mean to stay woke?
Stay woke. Oh. Outside of the trend. We're talking outside the trend because now a lot of people are just doing this or saying it for the trend. But staying woke is being able to see past the BS that is being dished out. Like staying woke. Me versus your average political voter. I understand that this is business. People don't understand that presidency is business. They have a job. Now, people are not able to dialect or understand what that job is because there's so many people thinking that they're just going to, like I said, come to the communities. Oh yeah, we're going to help you, and you. That's not how it works. And for a person that, in my terms, would be not woke, is someone who doesn't understand how that works. And so there are a lot of people sleep in definition of woke and being sleep. There are a lot of people sleep because they don't understand that that vote doesn't matter.
Mm.
The vote doesn't matter. Their voice doesn't matter. I'm not saying their voice doesn't matter to them. Let me take that back, because I'm not going to say nobody's voice matters. Your voice doesn't matter to the people that you want it to matter to. That's the issue.
Mm.
And being woke is understanding that, and understanding you have to put in the work. You can't rely on someone to do it for you. As the election, people are relying on these candidates to do what they probably can go out there and do if they were to interact with their community. There's a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are voting and they don't even interact in their own community. That's crazy. That's madness.
Mm.
So you expect this man to work, but you're just gonna you're gonna walk past these kids every day that need your help?
Mm.
You're gonna wait on the president to do it? That's just minus the spiritual version of woke. That's the reality of it. But a lot of people, it's a trend just to say, stay woke or I'm woke. You're not woke if you out here still trying to vote for people that don't even know you exist in this realm. So woke versus sleep. There's a lot of people still sleep.
Last question. Here we go, Morgan. Regardless of who is the president tomorrow, who wins this president race, where does change begin? Point blank, plain and simple. Where does change begin? Regardless if it's Trump, Biden, whoever, where does change begin?
Change begins within us. If we ain't willing to put in the work, it's never gonna happen, because waiting on somebody else to do it ain't got us nowhere. We in a stand, we stuck. We're always gonna be stuck until we pick up the shovel and dig ourselves. That's just point blank, period. If you ain't willing to put in the work, you need not to argue, you need not to debate, you need not to do anything. If you can't tell someone what you're doing for within your community, you shouldn't have no say so. You shouldn't, and that's just real. You shouldn't have no say so. Why should you be able to speak up on things that you're not even willing to talk, or you're not even willing to put a step into, okay, let's come up with a plan. I haven't heard that from anybody.
Thank you so much, Morgan. You rocked it. You brung it tonight. I really appreciate you once again for taking time out your busy schedule to come on.
Absolutely, anytime.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, but before we do, you got any shout outs?
Oh, let me shout out my boo. He's when you find someone who is just as dope as you, it's greatness. My mother, my kids, of course. Everyone out there who understands what I'm saying, peace, love, and light. To those who don't, I really wish I would just take the emotion out of it. If we can just get our people to take the emotion out of critical thinking, we would be unstoppable, honestly. If we can just get our people to critical think without emotion, we'll be straight.
I got a couple shout outs. Shout out to my homeboy, Greedy Vegan. Shout out to
him.
Greedy Vegan.
Absolutely.
Show some love, y'all. Subscribe, good stuff over there. Shout out to my boy down at Oak City Oaks Media. Go to his channel, subscribe, some good stuff over there. Shout out to Bridging the Generation. He got some good stuff going on over there as well. Go to his channel, subscribe. And shout out to all my subscribers and you, Morgan, for coming through. Really appreciate you. All my subscribers out there. Thank you so much. Morgan,
yes, sir.
Find you, where can they follow you, and where can they subscribe to you at?
Morgan B. Houston on Facebook. It's Mo to You, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. I'm everywhere. Sleeping with a Plug's Daughter is available on Amazon. All my poetry is available on Amazon, Goodreads. Get your link. I always got something good for anybody who loves to read.
You can find me at Cool Rob TV, all caps. Cool Rob TV, all caps. And on Facebook, Robert Matthews. And last but not least, Morgan, it's called Last Words. Yeah, outgoing message. Any last words?
I just want to say peace, love, and light to all my people. I mean, if together we can cope, we got to keep the hope within us. We got to put in the work. We can get things done. We can run our own nation. We don't need no president. We got this ourselves, but we can just come together. That's all I ever wanted.
My last words, let's save our children. The children are our future. No matter what you're doing out there, no matter what you're doing, you should never give up. Never give up.
Absolutely. I love it.
All right, so from the beautiful Morgan, Houston, and from Cool Rob, I always end off every show with Cool Rob is in the building. Over and out, self-promotion is the best, y'all. Over and out. I got this man. Shout out to my homegirl, TRG. I got a couple shirts too. I usually throw a bottle. I usually do something, but tonight's selection night, I ain't got no bottle. I ain't got nothing to throw. So just over and out, y'all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I love you, Morgan. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.